Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Chickwell's Field at David M. Hughes Stadium for Hopkinton Hillers varsity football. And here comes your Hopkinton Hillers, dressed in their orange uniforms tonight with the white numbering and the white pant leg and the white helmet with the Hiller H on the side, as we approach kickoff time between the 1 and 2 Hopkinton Hillers and the 2 and 1 St. John's Pioneers. Tom Nappy alongside Wally Henneberry on the call tonight. And Wally, a great atmosphere, packed stands. This should be a great game tonight.
It is. We've been really blessed with good weather so far for the two home games we've had so far. I'm standing here in short sleeves. This is beautiful. Sun's just going down. Shadows won't be a problem. It's going to be a great game. Hillers coming in at 1 and 2, like you said, and the Pioneers at 2 and 1. Could be a tough day for the Hillers tonight, but we're hoping that they are up to the challenge.
Absolutely, and after their tough loss last week in Medfield, they want to get back in the win column. And they'll meet up tonight with an elite program in New England for football, the St. John's Pioneers. But the Hopkinton Hillers, they seem pumped up. They had a good warm-up, and they seem ready to rock. And they'll have the crowd on their side tonight. They haven't been home too much, only the second home game this season.
Right, October already, and we've only had one other home game. So, the crowd is anxious to see their Hillers. They have had limited opportunities to see them. So, I think the crowd will be in good shape tonight for the game.
Absolutely. And Wally, are we in good shape for the game? I think we're in good shape.
I am. I'm
right?
ready. I've been waiting 3 weeks for this night, so I'm ready.
And we got the wireless camera tonight. We got all kinds of nice added features for the broadcast. Let's hope it all goes well technically.
Right.
But
if you've got
there it is, right
on TV,
there.
You'll see the camera. Yeah. And he's standing right now on the 35-yard line, looking at the coin toss.
And right now we're going to listen in to the coin toss.
I don't hear it. I just hear a referee asking. This is heads. This is tails. Call it while it's in the air.
All right, let's send it to the PA announcements.
So the Hillers have won.
Shrewsbury Pioneers in your hometown, Hopkinton Hiller. St. John's is led by head coach Barry Senecal. Captains Colton Capazio, Mason Haddad, and Matthew Ostrom. The Hillers are led by head coach Mark Sanborn, captains Will Boucher and Ryan Moore.
As always, the Tri-Valley League is committed to the highest ideals of sportsmanship and establishing a healthy environment for interscholastic competition. The league will not tolerate negative statements or actions directed towards competitors, game officials, or fans in attendance. Such actions include taunting, trash-talking, and berating of players, coaches, and officials. The Tri-Valley League has adopted a zero-tolerance policy. Warnings will not be issued. Offenders will be ejected. Please respect all decisions made by officials. Please respect fans, coaches, participants, and opponents alike. Now, please rise for the playing of our national anthem, performed by HHS Band Director Craig Hay.
Get the band first, and then get ready to wait like that when you're ready. Tell me when you're ready, John. Don't let John get this. John, tell me when you're ready. Denise, get the flag. I'm going to go to Denise and show them what you can get the players. Ready? That. John, players. Faces. Sorry to make you run so much.
right, folks, we are just about ready for kickoff. St. John's in the white jerseys with the red numbering and the red pant leg. Hopkinton Hillers in their Hiller orange jerseys tonight. And it will be the Hopkinton Hillers kicking off. St. John's Pioneers receiving. St. John's 2-1. Hopkinton Hillers 1-2. And a beautiful evening for some football, Wally. Can't get much better weather than this.
No, it really isn't. 67 degrees out there, no wind at all. So it's a perfect day for football. And the last time we were here and we saw the Hillers, they won a wild one against Wayland. A real, really a great game that was really exciting back and forth. Lots of mistakes on both sides. So we'll see if the Hillers can kind of keep them under control tonight against a program like St. John's.
Nathan Dickinson teeing up the football, set to kick off left to right across your screen. Back to receive for the St. John's Pioneers. You got John Hanlon on the right side and Cole DePercio on the left.
All right, here we go. Ready? Denise is live. John, just follow the return guy. Pick it up.
And he has teed it up, and he is set to kick it away.
Ooh, a squib kick.
Yeah, a little squib kick there. Takes a
that's
good
loose.
bounce, gets by one Pioneer. It's going to be returned from about the 15-yard line. Along the far side, it's going to be a good return, and just across midfield before being pushed out of bounds at around the 48-yard line. So a good return to start things off for St. John's.
Yeah, that kick was bouncing along the field there. And at first, St. John's looked like they had a little bit of trouble getting a handle on that ball. But once they did, they ran it up along the sideline right up to about the 48-yard line, 47-yard line. So St. John's will start with favorable field position here on the 47, 1st and 10. And St. John's lining it up here with.
So here we go. They're going to test out that Hiller defense to start things off, and it's going to, first play of the game is going to be a run. He's going to try to sweep to the right side, eludes a couple tacklers, and that was Cole DePercio turning what looked like a loss into maybe a small gain or at least back to the line of scrimmage.
No, they're going to mark him back at the 45, so he's going to lose 2 yards there. So he could have been.
That could have been a lot
yeah,
worse.
It could have been 5 more yards. He was lucky to not lose 7 and only lose 2.
So good defense by the Hillers there.
Right, good penetration by the defensive line to get into the backfield. And St. John's runs it right under center here with. He's in the shotgun this time. He was under center first game.
Out of the gun he goes. It's going to be a keeper up the middle. And a few yards there for the Liam Desso.
Liam Desso with the carry up the middle.
Now he's up at the original line of scrimmage. This will be 3rd and 10 here.
So a couple yards there, and that'll make it about 3rd and 10 to go. And it looks like they are going to put Liam Desso in at quarterback. He's listed as a running back and defensive back, but he is, at least for now, going to be lining up under center for the Pioneers. And now he's going to line up with 3 stacked receivers to his left, and he's going to take this again, a designed keeper there, and he finds a little room working his way to about the 47 in Hiller territory.
And it's going to be 4th down now with about 4th and 4.
So they gave him approximately 4 yards there.
St. John's is coming out to punt.
From what I've heard, this Pioneers team is filled with trickery, so be aware if they're lining up to punt. And the snap, the kick, and it's a good sailing kick. Back to the 10, it's caught, and here comes the return along the near side. This is Lucas Reed, and he's brought down at around the 25.
Yeah, good return. Low kick, so coverage was a little bit late, but he was able to get upfield and break a few tackles and get to the 25-yard line. So now we'll see what the Hillers can do on offense with no damage done on defense. So they got a 3 and out, and now the Hillers will take over at their own 25.
So we'll get a glimpse at this Hiller offense, and they want to start quick tonight against this high-scoring St. John's team. Is Alex Piccoli going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his left. 3 receivers lined up to his left. He's going to throw the screen. It is caught by Ryan Lang, and Lang finding a little space up the far sideline, and he gets to about the 35, close to a Hiller first down.
Yeah, going to be very close to a first down. Looks like they're spotting it right on the 35.
And that will indeed be a first down, but it looks like a late flag came in.
We'll see what the call is here.
Oh, it's going to be a hold, yeah. So this is coming back. So erase that reception.
Yeah, that's too bad. They had that well planned. A quick screen out with good blocking out in front of Lang, and he was able to pick up 10 yards on it. Too bad they got the holding.
Well, the Hiller's going to have to be careful with those penalties tonight.
That's going to put him back to about the 18-yard line.
To the line of scrimmage they go. And we'll see what they have in store here as Piccoli takes the snap. He's going to throw upfield. It's intercepted. Intercepted by William Molinari. And here he comes up the near side. And he is popped out of bounds at around the 5-yard line. And that is certainly not the result you want on your first drive of the game.
No, it was a quick timing route to Lang. And Piccoli got the ball out. And Lang hadn't turned around yet. And then he made a cut where Piccoli didn't put the ball. And the defensive back was waiting right there, and he ran it up the sideline. Piccoli was the one that actually knocked him out of bounds, made the tackle.
So the Pioneers are going to have very good field position here as they will be lining up at the Hiller 5-yard line. First and goal for St. John's, and a chance to get the first points in this game. As DePercio is going to line it up as the quarterback. He'll take the snap. He's going to run to his right, find some room, and into the end zone with ease. A 5-yard touchdown run. Cole DePercio for the St. John's Pioneers touchdown.
Yeah, he looked like he got around the end there and got into the end zone without really even being touched. And that's an unfortunate turn of events there for the Hillers. They start their game with 2 plays. A holding and then an interception, which is too bad. You don't want to start with a penalty and a turnover.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate because your defense did their job. They got the offense out to the field, and then you have this as a result.
Right, and the play with the penalty actually was a positive play, too.
This is Dagnan Gwynny out for the extra point, and was that blocked?
No,
it did go through. So he got it up there just before that block came in, and the Pioneers lead it 7-0. 9:27 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, the good news is the Hillers will get the ball right back. And it was a good shot of the natural turf.
Yeah, you get a close-up of the turf there.
We've had a water ban in town for 8 years now, and I think that's a good job of growing natural grass on our field in such circumstances, considering our drought we've had.
And we apologize, folks. We are working on some technical issues and hope to have them resolved.
With new advances comes new challenges. And we've got the new on-field camera, which we're excited to use this week. And we're waiting here for the kicking ball to be made available to the kicking team.
And here we go. The Pioneers tee it up, set to kick off after a one-play drive that took 8 seconds, resulting in a 5-yard touchdown run.
That's an efficient offense right there.
And teeing it up, this is Brad Perry set to kick it away for St. John's. And Perry sends this one end over end, a nice kickoff to the far side. It'll be returned from about the 10. He's going to hand it off. The ball is dropped, and the Pioneers have recovered. So it was Patrice Petit making the catch, and then he tries to hand it off to Neil Rhodes, and a fumble in the process, and the Pioneers get the ball back. An absolute disaster there for the Hillers.
Yeah, the Hillers trying a little bit, trying something a little exciting, really, to throw St. John's off with the reverse on the kickoff return, and it did not go anywhere that they would have hoped. Unfortunately, the ball was fumbled, and now St. John's will have the ball on about the 11-yard line. And here he goes. He's going to run it up. He's taking it in. He makes the turn. He gets around the end, and there's another touchdown.
There is a flag on the play.
We do have a flag.
That was Liam Desso rushing into the end zone.
And that's going to be on St. John's. You can tell by the team's reactions. Probably a hold on that one, I would say.
Let's see what the call is here.
Holding.
Yeah, hold against St. John's, so they'll bring that back. So a bit of a relief there for the Hillers. Last thing you want to do is give up a touchdown so quickly.
Yeah, two plays, 2 touchdowns. That would have been awful.
So it looks like the ball is going to be spotted at the 14-yard line.
And St. John's waiting for the play to come in. Looks like Desso is going to be the quarterback, or
yeah, Liam Desso lining up as quarterback. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be Desso at least for now. And a couple times we did see Cole DePercio under center as well. And actually, no, they're going to put the quarterback on center. This is Aiden Chabot. So we've already seen, 3 different quarterbacks for St. John's.
He would have been the 3rd quarterback. And all 3 of them were on the field right then in the backfield. And so we've got a timeout now. But yeah, all 3 quarterbacks that we've seen line up under center were on the field in the backfield for St. John's at that moment. And that will give you any kind of heartburn for a defensive coordinator.
All right, so timeout on the field, 9:12 left to go, and the Hiller defense needs to come up huge here and try to make a stop. Pioneers already up 7-0, but Wally, they tried that handoff on the kickoff return, and I think that's just something you don't want to do right now. You want to get yourself established and then try the trickery.
Right. Yeah, they're trying to get on St. John's quickly, and unfortunately, you really have to take care of the fundamentals at first sometimes. But St. John's is threatening here, already up 7-0.
So lining it up as the quarterback, that is Aiden Chabot, with a running back to his right. He'll hand it off. It's Liam Desso, and he got maybe a yard or 2 before being brought down there. Not much gain on that play. There was Devin Morrissey on the takedown.
Yeah, really just a straight-up run right up the middle, and Desso was able to get just about a yard out of it.
That'll make it a 2nd and 13 for the Pioneers. Well, this Hiller defense, they've played relatively well this season, have come up in big spots, and I'd say this is really a big spot to get the momentum of this game in your favor. Zacchaeus Collins now lined up as the quarterback for St. John's, so they're really switching it up on that Pioneers offense.
Desso's out wide in the slot on the left side, and another new quarterback.
Collins is going to line it up out of the gun, motion left to right. He'll take the snap, looks to his right, and that pass a little high for his intended target, Liam Desso.
Yeah, Desso in motion goes across the backfield for a screen pass, a little wheel route, and he just overthrew him. He was open, but sometimes good things happen to teams when they're playing well, and Hiller's got a break right there.
And that brings up 3rd and 13, and we also want to give a shout out to the youth cheerleaders who are here tonight, helping out the varsity cheerleaders. And they are getting all kinds of applause and doing some great tricks down there as the Pioneers are back up to the line, ready to continue on. Zacchaeus Collins, the quarterback, lined up out of the gun. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. He'll take the snap, and he's going to take this himself. Find some room along the near side, and into the end zone he goes. A 13-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, that's a scramble. He high snap. He was able to corral it high on his right side. He looked like he wanted to look that way, but the Hiller defensive line was coming in right in his face on his right. So he turned left and he was able to go all the way into the touchdown, all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's just not what the Hillers need right now.
Yeah, the Hillers left a lot of space on the right side of that defense. Collins saw it. I think initially he was going to throw.
I think so too.
And then he saw that space and he said, you know what, I'm going to run this. And it turns into another St. John's touchdown now for the extra point, and it's a beauty. Right through the uprights it goes from Dagnan Gwinney, and just like that, the Pioneers lead it 14-0 with 8:02 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and the Hillers have only had the ball for 2 offensive plays and 1 kickoff, which they fumbled. That's not a recipe for success, especially against a team like St. John's. So the Hillers really have to get off the mat right here and really get something going.
It certainly isn't a recipe for success, as you see a good shot of the cheerleaders there. And here we go. St. John's set to kick it away. They are feeling good. The Pioneers so far this season, they started off the season with a tough loss at Leominster, but then have beat Grafton and Shrewsbury. So 2 very good wins there for St. John's, as they are 2-1 coming into this game.
Yeah, that's right in their backyard, Grafton and Shrewsbury.
Yeah, those Central Mass teams are the teams they typically play, and very strong league out there, the CMAS League, as Zacchaeus Collins set to kick it away. And he's going to send this one end over end near side. It's going to be returned from the 5-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be a good return up the middle. Across the 30 he goes. Neil Rhodes on a nice return.
Yeah, very nice return. Keep it simple. Catch the ball. Run up the middle. Don't fumble. And, good things happen sometimes. So hopefully Hillers, that's a good sign, and they go on a nice drive here.
So the Hillers will start this drive from their own 31. 7:54 left to go. And the offense certainly wants to get something going here. And out there is Alex Piccoli and the offense. He's going to line it up with back to his left, 2 receivers to either side. And he's going to hand this one off. And a nice stop by the St. John's defense. Not much of a gain there, if anything.
Yeah,
that was Neil Rhodes on the carry.
They've got the 4 wideouts and a back in the backfield, so there's no help for the offensive line. It's just the 5 of them. So when they hand the ball off and he goes to run around the edges, there's no extra help like from a tight end or anything. So it's difficult to get through there if there's nothing happening. And St. John's is able to jump right on him for the stop.
So they mark him for a loss of 1. As Piccoli going to line it up out of the pistol this time, and he'll pump fake and then throw to his left. And it is going to be a small gain there by Lucas Reed.
Yeah, a little screen pass for just a couple yards. But quick timing pattern. Kind of the little bit of what they got on that very first play of the game when they got the 10 yards that were wiped out by the holding penalty. So I think they found something that they kind of see over there that they like. Let's see if they can exploit that a little more. So now it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 now. Ball marked back at the 31, the initial line of scrimmage. As Piccoli calling out the play and lined up out of the gun. The Hillers trying to hurry it up a little bit, and he's going to take this one himself, test the middle, and get maybe a yard or 2. Certainly not enough to move the chains. On the stop for the Pioneers, that was Matthew Oswit, the big senior lineman. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Hillers.
Yeah, 1 yard up the middle, that's it. So they're gonna be punting here on 4th and 9.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like the Hillers are right now keeping their offense very basic.
Right,
and
very conservative.
In that situation, you probably wanted to pass or try some kind of longer play. A run up the middle with 10 yards to go, typically not going to work out for you. As this is going to go end over end, it'll drop at the Hillers 49 and roll back to the St. John's 41, and here comes the Pioneers offense.
Yeah, not a little bit of a short punt. They got a favorable bounce out of, but St. John's going to start with favorable field position on their own 41 or 42.
So Pioneers are going to start their third drive of the game from their 42-yard line, actually their fourth drive of the game.
It's hard to, couple of those drives were only 1 or 2 plays.
Well, you had a punt, touchdown, now this drive. So let's see what happens here as Aiden Chabot lined up as the quarterback, takes the snap out of the gun, he'll hand it off. Finding some room is Liam Desso along the near side, and he is dragged out of bounds along the Hiller sideline at about the 41-42. We'll see where they mark him, but a nice run and a first down for the Pioneers.
Yeah, big run for a nice first down. Got around the end very easily and actually right over, really between the left guard and left tackle. And for a big first down there. And he's at the 43 yard.
Yeah, but a 15-yard pickup on that last run. Chabot lined up out of the gun once again with a man in the backfield, and he is going to hand it off once again. This is Devin Dennis, and Dennis sweeping up the far side, finding all kinds of room, and he's brought down close to the 20. Another big gainer there for the Pioneers.
Yeah, that's a big run, about 20 yards or more. And again, he had number 44, the tight end, in motion on that play. Went from the left side to the right side of the line and was able to really lead the way.
We're going to have a block in the back call, so that is going to push the Pioneers back and erase what was a very good run.
Yeah, a fantastic run. That really helps the Hillers' cause right there on defense, because that was a 20, 25-yard gain.
They're going to be marked back at the 49-yard line. So that'll make it first and 16 to go for the Pioneers. As Chabot out of the gun once again, a back to his left. He'll hand it off, run up the middle, and a couple yards there. Good stop by the defense. That was Liam Desso on the carry. In on the stop for the Hillers is Nick Maloney.
How about our wonderful Hopkinton cheerleading squad?
We're going to have about 2 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 14 now. Right up the middle.
Great job, everybody.
Well, this is really where you need that defense to come through big. You need big stops. You got to get your offense back out there.
Right. You got to hold them to 3rd and long and then hold them again. You can't let a team like St. John's, get backed up to 1st and 16 and then come and get the first down on you.
Well, look at this formation, Wally, as they're going to go with a 3 running back set, kind of a flex bone formation. All kinds of space up the middle. Here goes Desso, and he has a first down plus a whole lot more brought down at around the Hiller 21-yard line. That's approximately a 28-yard gain there by Desso.
Yeah, they're right back to where they were on that block in the back play. So they gained all that yardage back and maybe more.
So they go, you see this Pioneers offense, they're going with all kinds of different formations, really switching it up, and it's causing a good amount of confusion on the Hiller defense.
Yeah, 3 running backs in the backfield there, and so he had a lot of blocking people in front of him to open up that hole.
So here they go, back up to the line, and Chabot in there at quarterback. He's going to have a back to either side.
Basically 2 fullbacks in the backfield with him.
Yep.
And there they go to blow open the hole.
They'll go to Desso, the up back, and Desso, did he fumble? It looks like he may have as he was being brought down, but recovered it. But he did get a good gain, and that is enough to move the chains.
And if you watch, those 2 fullbacks again went up, and the right tackle held the line. The 2 fullbacks went and took the outer side guys and pushed them out to the sidelines, creating that large hole for Desso to run in.
It looks like he's marked at about the 7-yard line, so about a 14-yard gain there for Desso and the Pioneers.
Yeah, 1st and goal here from the 7. This is not where the Hillers want to be again.
It certainly is not.
Again, they've got the 2 fullbacks out there with a tailback behind him.
Yeah, and it's going to be a keeper this time, and the Hiller defense ready for it. In on the sack is Alex Piccoli bringing down Aiden Chabot.
Yeah.
So a nice stop by Piccoli there.
Yeah, he's helping his own cause there. So he's a linebacker on the edge there, and he's coming in on a pass rush. Great play. 2 guys crashing in that side of the line.
That will tally for a loss of 8 yards and bring up 2nd and 15.
And we'll give him a sack on that play.
No, absolutely. That was in the backfield.
Yeah.
So Alex Petroli, you could do it all. Quarterback
Right, yeah.
and play a little
And
defense.
linebacker, yeah. It's not often your quarterback is also a linebacker.
Here we go, the triangle-like formation. Could call it a flex bone if you wish. Up the middle goes Desso, finding space right into the end zone. A 15-yard touchdown run for Desso. And the Pioneers have 3 rushing touchdowns so far this evening by 3 different running backs, and they lead at 20-0.
I don't think they've even completed a pass yet, have they?
Nope, they have not. They haven't needed
Everything's
to.
on the ground, yeah. And they've found that 2 fullback, 1 tailback backfield is really working. So they're we might see a steady diet of that.
And Dagnan Curry will put the extra point through, Dagnan Gwinney will put the extra point through, and St. John's leads it 21-0 with 2:01 left to go in the first quarter.
So the Hillers going to be in a familiar spot here, waiting for the kickoff from St. John's.
John, give me a picture of something, will you? 'Cause I got the
I wonder if it's her connection into the camera.
Like we said earlier, a little bit of technical difficulties. We're going to go back down to the on-field camera for this kickoff.
Yeah, having a little, some technical issues that we're trying to work out, and we're having technical issues, and the Hillers are having all kinds of issues as well.
Yeah, they're having technical issues too, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see if the Hillers can get anything going. I think just throw the last, 10 minutes or so in the trash and start fresh right now.
Right. It's been all St. John's here for the first 10 minutes. The Hillers, I think, have had 3 plays.
And this is going to be number 8 kicking it away, Brad Perry. And I believe this is a different punter than a kicker than last time as well, as Perry sends that end over end. Another nice kick all the way back to the 5. Here comes the return. Pretty good return by Neil Rose, who took a big hit.
Yeah, he got stood up right there and stood up and laid down. But
So the Hillers will start this drive with 1:55 left to go in the first quarter, and they will start from their own 22-yard line.
time to get something going here. Time to get something going.
So here comes the offense as Alex Petroli is going to line it up out of the pistol with a man in the backfield, 2 receivers either side. He's going to take this himself, trying to find some room along the near side, and he is dragged down. Not much of a gain there, and a nice takedown by Richard Boating.
Yeah, big open field tackle there. No help at all. Just came crashing through the line into the offensive backfield and just ripped him down.
So Richard Boateng able to take him down. And
but he was able to get 3 yards, so really wasn't into the backfield. But he
He'll
did break
take
through
it.
the blockers.
3 yards, certainly better than none.
Right. So 2nd and 7 here.
Petroli is going to line it up this time out of the gun with a back to his right motion from left to right. He's going to hand it off to the man in motion. Here comes Lucas Reed trying to find some space. Finds a little bit of room, maybe for a couple. In on the stop for the Pioneers, you had Josiah Ciccone along with Richard Boateng.
Reed on the jet sweep.
Yeah, so about 5 yards there, maybe 6. So we're looking at 3rd and about 3, 3rd and 2. So a little bit of a gain. He really earned it, though.
So jet sweep play there, and they gave him the 30-yard line, so a nice little gainer. 3rd and 2, and this is a play you really need to have if you're the Hillers.
You're right on that one. They really need to convert here the first down.
Well, the Hillers resorting to the run game and trying to see if they can get something going. Petroli going to line it up out of the pistol, and he will hand it off, and it's going to be another sweep, this time to the left side by Ryan Lang, and it looks like he is going to be stopped short, well short of the first down.
Yeah, I think he lost a yard on that play.
Yeah, he did a yard or two.
So again,
Yeah,
Hillers
so
are probably going to end up punting here. That's the end of the first quarter.
yeah, an ugly quarter, Wally.
Very, very ugly.
All right, well, at the end of the first quarter, it is St. John's 21, the Hillers nothing. We'll step aside on HCAM, let you enjoy the scenery, and we'll be back in just a bit for the second quarter. It's Hopkinton Hillers varsity football live on HCAM.
That'll bring up a fourth down.
HHS! Go Hillers! HHS! Go Hillers! HHS! Go Hillers! HHS! Go Hillers!
Hunt team! Hunt team! Who's on hunt team? Hey, you taking a break?
We're back here. Begin the second quarter. St. John's up 21-0. Hillers had a tough first quarter, and they are now facing a 4th and 4 at their own 28, and they are going to be punting back to the Pioneers, and their defense is going to have to stand tall here, because this punt is probably going to give St. John's pretty good field position. So there's the punt, a pretty good punt. It's going to hit him on the bounce, going to take a Hiller bounce, and it's going to go all the way back to the 30-yard line. Nice punt by the Hillers. And not fielded by St. John's, so took a real favorable Hiller bounce, and it rolls them all the way back to the 30, which is still pretty good field position for St. John's to start with, but it's going to give the Hillers a little bit of room to work. So St. John's will come out to start their next drive, first drive of the second quarter for St. John's, and they'll be looking at a 1st and 10 from their own 30. And they line up, and they're going to change their formation. They're not going to try that 2 fullbacks and a tailback formation. They've got receivers out wide left and 1 to the right and 1 running back along with the quarterback. And he fakes the handoff, a little play action, screen pass out to the left. It is completed. And he's going to take it down the sideline, and he tiptoes the sideline, and he's out of bounds. Can't tell where he went out of bounds. It looks like at the 45-yard line, so that's going to be a 15-yard pass play, and that's going to be St. John's first pass play that's been completed, and that's going to be a 15-yard gain for a first down.
15-yard gain.
Now they're at their own 45, and it's a 1st and 10. St. John's lining up again, similar formation. Now this is a handoff to Desso. He's going to break through the right-hand sideline, breaks a tackle, and he comes up to the 40, now to the 30, and he's going to try to go all the way, and there he goes, and there's another touchdown for Liam Desso of St. John's. So that was they made quick work of the 70 yards they had to go.
A 55-yard touchdown, Wally.
Yeah, that's 2 plays, 70 yards in 2 plays.
Well, St. John's having their way tonight.
And along the way, they completed their first pass, a screen pass for 15 yards for those of you scoring at home. And St. John's lining it up for the extra point.
It was Desso's second touchdown run of the game. And the extra point is end over end, and that is through. Dagnan Gwynny makes it 28-0.
Yeah, that's probably the most difficult touchdown so far for St. John's. It was not just that it was 55 yards, but Desso did have to break a few tackles at the line of scrimmage, where the other 3 touchdowns, they were basically untouched runs into the end zone. But Desso really broke free at the line and shedded a couple of tackles and then went to the sideline and all the way for the 55-yard touchdown.
Well, I mean, all you could do at this point, if you're the Hillers, is really just erase what has happened so far and just try to get something going.
Right, you got to take small victories from here on out. You make your defense hold St. John's and take solace in that. Make your offense move the ball a little bit, take solace in that. Maybe score a touchdown, and gain some confidence from that. And get St. John's off the field without scoring. Those are like the small battles now that the Hillers are going to have to try to fight. It might be too big of a deficit to come back from, but you need to start working on the rest of your game here.
Right, as Dayton and Gwinney set to kick it away. So St. John's went about 70 yards in just over 30 seconds,
Well,
Wally.
it's only 2 plays.
They haven't had
that's a
run
good
many
kick.
plays tonight, and
Into
a
the end
beautiful
zone.
kick into the end zone. You don't see that too
No,
often.
landed a yard deep in the end zone. Wow, that was a bomb.
So the Hillers will bring back out their offense, and if you're the Hiller offense, go out there, have some fun, see if you can get something going.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to pass.
Right.
What's the worst that can happen?
Right, now is the time to experiment a little bit and see what works and what doesn't work. And so that's going to bring the ball out on the touchback out to the 20. So the Hillers do have 80 yards to go here. So they have plenty of room to make some fun things happen.
They most certainly do. And we are going to get a timeout called. 11:23 left to
Hillers.
go.
Oh, no, sorry. Timeout St. John's.
Yeah, that's going to be St. John's timeout. They want to get their defense organized. And I'll tell you, Wally, I mean, the St. John's Pioneers, obviously, it's a school that can recruit. They get great athletes from several different towns, and they really have had a tremendous football program for many years now. And, you have the chance to play them here tonight, but it's not going the way you want. But regardless, playing a team like this, it's only going to make you better at the end of the day.
Right. And, now is the time to use St. John's as kind of like a measuring stick against themselves for the next 3 quarters to see what they can do against them.
So a whole lot of bye weeks in the TVL tonight, or this week, I should say. Only 3 TVL games going on football-wise. Of course, this one, St. John's at Hopkinton. You got Medway at Westwood and Lowell Catholic at Millis. So those are the only 3 football games in the state featuring TVL teams this week. The other 9 are on a bye week.
Yeah, tough week for my TVL fantasy football team.
And Piccioli will hand it off, a run for a couple up the middle there. And that'll bring up second down for the Hillers. On the run that time, it was Neil Rhodes. And the Hiller cheerleaders keeping the fans going, doing a great job. Got the youth cheerleaders out there tonight as well.
Yeah, the young girls are doing a great job. Then we got Scotty.
And there's Scotty.
Yep, there's Scotty on the screen.
Hello, Scotty. Every Hiller fan's favorite.
Yeah.
Second and 8 from the 22. Piccioli going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his left. 2 receivers spread out to either side, and we have an official stoppage here. And
Timeout here, Hillers.
yeah, they want to talk things over. First time out of the half for the Hillers. 10:34 left to go in the second quarter.
So interesting thing with tonight's game, we've got 2 Hiller players, Jamie McDonald and Nick Heaton, who are out with appendicitis, both guys, which is, what a coincidence. 2 guys out with having their appendix out. And I hear it on good authority that both of them, coincidentally, also are good at their math class. So we hope we wish them a speedy recovery and a speedy return to their math class as well.
Yes, we certainly wish them the best and hope they will be back in there very soon. But in any case, we are ready to continue off the timeout. A 2nd and 8 from the 22. Piccioli going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his left. It looks like you got Devin Morrissey in there as a back. And he's going to take this himself up the middle, maybe a yard or two. In on the stop for St. John's, Henry Marcotte, along with others.
Yeah, Hiller's really trying to take things very conservatively, kind of as we were saying that we would maybe think kind of open things up a little bit, but the other side of the coin is keeping things very conservative and hope you can keep the game within reach. So it looks like they're kind of taking that tack here.
Back to the line they go. Piccioli out of the gun. Morrissey to his right, and he will take the snap. Looking to his right. He'll throw up the middle.
Throw.
And it is caught, but it is going to be a bit short of the first down, taken to about the 30. And now we have some extracurricular activity.
One ref was motioning that it was a first down, and then the flag started to fly. I did like the little jump pass over the line.
Yeah, that was Liam Grady on the reception.
Yeah, nice. That's a nice little play right up the middle, all in traffic. Kind of gets things a little confusing in there. You can kind of bounce around for a couple yards, which just looks like what happened.
So we'll see who this penalty is on. It's going to be against the Pioneers, so good news for the Hillers.
Personal foul, and that's going to be a 15-yarder.
So there's about 7 yards on that reception, and you can add about 15 or so
more
from the penalty, as that'll push the Hillers up to the 46-yard line. And I think this is the furthest that they've had the ball so far this game.
Yeah, it's the furthest they've moved it. So they got the first down, I think, and then the unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness penalty, personal foul, was after the whistle, so that puts them ahead without having to wipe out the gain. So now here we go, 1st and 10 from the 46.
Piccioli going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his left. 3 receivers stacked to his left. He's going to hand it off, run up the middle, good run.
Ooh, helmet.
And a helmet went
head
flying.
Came flying.
Neil Rhodes pushing his way forward, several yards on the run there. And that is perhaps the best run of the game so far by the Hillers.
That was a really, really determined 8-yard run, straight up the middle. Someone's head, I thought, came flying off, but it turned out it was just a helmet.
Yes, we're glad it was just a helmet.
So everybody can look back at the screen.
So here we go, 2nd and 2. The Hillers get right back up to the line. It's going to be a screen to
there
the
he goes,
left.
There he goes.
And there goes,
he goes down
number 23 for the Hillers, Alex Fine. And he is dragged out of bounds in St. John's territory around the 31-32. We'll see where they mark him.
Yeah, that's going to be a first down right at the 33.
A 14-yard pickup for Alex Fine.
And he got some good blocking right around the corner and was able to turn that upfield.
And that's a name we haven't heard so much of, but we'll see if he's someone that the Hillers get more involved in this game. Certainly showed some great speed after that catch.
Yeah, a little bit of yak, right? A little yards after the catch.
Absolutely. Got to have that yak.
Got to have the yak.
Piccioli going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his left, motion right to left. And he is going to take this himself, pushing the pile forward, still on his feet with determination. And he turns not much into a nice gain for the Hillers as he pushed his way up to around the 27-26.
Yeah, he had a double play action there where the man in motion got the fake handoff, and he quickly turned to the running back. And I think there was a little confusion. I think the running back thought he was going to get the ball, and they kind of bumped into each other, and Piccioli kept it, and then, like you said, pushed the pile for a good chunk of yards.
So about a 5-yard gain there. That makes it 2nd and 5 for the Hillers. And you see they're starting to get a little confidence, and they're moving that offense along a little bit quicker.
Right. Once the offensive line feels that it's going a little bit downhill, it builds a lot of confidence there.
Piccioli out of the pistol this time. He'll hand it off. It's a sweep up the left side. Ryan Lang And Lang takes it for a couple, and that is close to the first down. We'll see where they mark them. And that will indeed be a Hiller first down. Got just enough.
That's a nice play, and it's set up by the play before it where the man in motion did not get the ball. Very similar looking play. The man in motion gets it and runs the sweep and gets around the end for the first down.
So 5-yard gain there, and back up to the line goes the offense. Picholi with a back to his left, takes the snap, back pedals, under pressure, throws to his left, and it is incomplete, but a nice job getting rid of it. And the intended target, Neil Rhodes.
Yeah, that play was pretty well designed. And Picholi had the defensive lineman coming right in his face, and he really showed a lot of patience, waiting, and then put it right where his man was. But unfortunately, the receiver slipped and fell down. But Picholi really was standing there in the looking danger right in the eye as he was waiting for the play to develop.
2nd and 10 from the 22. Picholi gonna line it up out of the gun, back to his right, 2 receivers in tight to his right side. He'll take the snap, and he's going to try to run the sweep here, but the Pioneers defense ready for it, and he is brought down in the backfield by, I thought it was 87 on St. John's, who I
thought it was 83 maybe.
Do not see
whatever. It was
on
one of the
roster,
bigger,
but in any
one of the
case.
bigger guys on St. John's. But he was able to come through the line unblocked. That was a missed assignment there. He was not blocked and came right through the middle of the line, and he was there before Picholi knew what was going to happen.
And that's a loss of about 6 yards.
And that's 6 yards they could not afford to lose right there.
So it is now a 3rd and long situation for the Hillers. The good news is you are in St. John's territory. Picholi going to line it up out of the gun,
Yeah, they're
back to
in
his
four
right.
down territory
and
here.
He'll backpedal. He'll throw up the right side, incomplete. And he had an open target, and I believe, is there a flag? No.
The Hillers are looking for one.
I don't know, Wally. I think that was pass interference.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was watching Picholi, and he again was standing there in the face of the rush.
the ball was
waiting.
not near the receiver yet, and he got absolutely decked along
Yeah.
the right side. I think that should have been pass interference. But in any case, that is going to bring up 4th down for the Hillers.
Yeah, and it's 4 down territory for the Hillers here. Like we always say, a little bit too far for a field goal and too short for a punt. So you might as well just go for it. And if you fail, you're pinning them deep in enemy territory anyway.
Picholi with Neil Rhodes, the back to his left, takes the snap, backpedals, airs it out to his left,
way
incomplete,
out of
no one
bounds.
there. And that was a designed pass
Down
to
the
Lucas
sideline.
Reed, but he
Yeah.
could not get there in time, and he overthrew it anyway.
Great pickup by the running back to pick up a block in the backfield, give Picholi time, because there was a free coming defender into the backfield, and the running back was able to pick him up and hold him, or not hold him illegally, but hold him away from Picholi, let Picholi not get killed.
So a turnover on downs, and the Pioneers will bring their offense back out. And they'll try to see if they can continue their success. And a high snap pulled down by Chabot, and he pitches it to his right. And they end up getting a gain of a couple out of it, what looked like a broken play.
Yeah, a real disjointed play. Not anywhere for him to go.
And that was Alexis Montalvo, who was able to take the pitch upfield for a couple.
Gain of 2, 2nd down.
So it's going to be 2nd and 8 here after the 2-yard pickup.
Pioneers look to the sideline for the play call. Eden Chabot going to line it up out of the gun, back to his left.
That's
He'll
a backwards
throw
pass. He might
to
throw
his
again.
left, and there's DiPercio, and DiPercio trying to take it upfield, but gets nowhere. The Hiller defense ready for him, and a nice stop there.
Yeah, nice defensive play. Everybody held their lane, and they were able to get the plays developing behind the line of scrimmage and over to the side. All the defenders able to hold their lane and keep the play in front of them, and then stop them for a loss. That's one play St. John's ran that I was not impressed with. That was a backwards pass that was really too far backwards. He was running too far behind the line of scrimmage and going the wrong way before he caught the ball.
So they are ready to snap once again,
got a fumble.
and it is going to be a stop by the Hiller defense. They get nowhere with that run attempt.
Big stop by the Hillers.
That was, I believe it was Josiah Ciccone on the run attempt.
Yeah, the Hillers got a lot of penetration by the defensive line on that play. The first guy got back there and took a rake at the ball, almost broke it free, but that gave everyone else time to get back there and get the ball carrier for a big loss.
So the Pioneers will punt it away, facing a 4th and long situation. A great work by the Hiller defense and a well-needed stop, as this is going to sail end over end right to the 44-yard line, and it's going to be a good return here. Here goes Lucas Reed, breaking free. The 30, the 25, the 20, fighting through tackles, and he gets close to the goal line inside the 5. What a return by Lucas Reed.
Great return. I love how he breaks it. He has a reverse field at around the 50. He started right, had the reverse field, come back toward us, comes down the sideline, then he gets in front of everybody. He has one man to beat, and it's the punter, and he throws a stiff arm on him, and the punter is able to hold him just for a split second long enough for someone else to come and drag him down inside the 5. Great punt return right there.
Ball will be marked at the 4-yard line in St. John's territory as the Hillers looking to put some points on the scoreboard. 3:56 left to go in the second quarter. And we're going to have a timeout. The Pioneers going to take the timeout here, talk things over, but that is exactly what the Hillers needed, a nice return to get things going.
And, you know, if he had ran it in for a touchdown, that would have been really nice for the points. But I think getting it down to the 4 and then letting the offense come out and try to do something and maybe score the points, that I think really will help boost the confidence of the whole offense rather than just, you know, getting the points on the punt return. So we'll see if the Hillers can take advantage of that on offense. This will be really great to see, and this will be something to them to prove to themselves that they can score points on St. John's.
So here they come, and we'll see.
Am I thinking too hard about this?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're more than likely going to run the ball to start at least. As Pacholi going to line it up out of the pistol.
Nowhere to go.
He'll take it himself, and he is stuffed up the middle.
Yeah,
a good stop by St. John's defense. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
He may have even gotten a yard. This will be interesting to see where they spot it. Yeah, it looks like right on this line of scrimmage.
Gain of about a yard, second down.
Well, they are now officially giving him 1 yard on their play, and they've moved the scoreboard up to say second on the 3. Second and goal from the 3-yard line. A hard-earned 1 yard.
Yes. Let's say that was the hardest earned yard of the game right there.
There was nowhere to go, and he just said, all right, here's where I'm going.
Pacholi is going to once again line it up out of the pistol. He has 3 receivers to his right. And
there
he's going to throw
there
up
it
the
is.
middle. It's caught, and that's a touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown reception to Liam Grady. And the Hillers are on the scoreboard.
Nice, like 2-step drop, quick timing pattern on the crossing. All they needed was 3 yards. A crossing pattern by Liam Grady right in front of the quarterback. Takes 2 steps, bang, puts it right on him for the touchdown.
Due to technical issues, we were unable to retrieve the recording of the remainder of the first half, but the Hiller extra point was good, and it was a 28-7 St. John's lead heading into the halftime break. The second half is coming up next.
And it looks like that will end the half. And that'll bring to a conclusion the first half. After 1, it's St. John's 28, Hiller 7. Patrice Petit with the return. Around the 25-yard line.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, folks. We are doing our best to work on the problem, and hopefully we're back up and running. We shall see. And this is the first play of the second half. A pass attempt by Picholi. It's batted down. But a big thank you to our crew, Mike Tarosian, Denise Untaki, John Ritz, working through the hard times we're having tonight, trying to get everything fixed. And hopefully we'll be able to get these problems solved. As it is now 2nd and 10 for the Hillers. They are at their own 25-yard line, working right to left across your screen. And Wally, I know the fans were disappointed and didn't get to hear your lovely voice at the end of the first half there, but hopefully we're back up now, and we're going to have an attempted run by Picholi, and he is going to be brought down for a loss. In on the stop, that is Austin Zilla along with Nick Barbrino. So not much going there.
Yeah, so now we're looking at a 3rd and 10 here or so. or even longer. Yeah, that was a loss of like 3. The scoreboard still says 3rd and 10, but it's about 3rd and 13.
So we'll see if the Hillers can get a well-needed big play here to keep this drive going.
Boy, people throwing stuff around the booth here.
It's a mess today.
Yeah.
A screen to the left side. Here goes Lucas Reed, and he's good for 3 or 4, but that's not going to be enough for the first down.
It's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Hillers.
Yeah, an ill-afforded 4th down here for the Hillers. 4th and 17. So hopefully they can get a good punt out of this. Like the last time they had a pretty decent punt.
And they do have the punter in there, and being this deep in your territory, you'd imagine they'll just punt it away, but you never know as they try to work their way back into this game. They will indeed punt it away. It's going to land at the 40 and take a Hillers roll across midfield to the 48. So that punt turns into a little bit of a better situation.
Looks like there is a flag on the play, though. Yeah, high punt that didn't go too far, but they did get a good roll. And we're looking at the officials pointing towards St. John's, so we'll see what the call is here. Personal foul on St. John's.
Holding on St. John's.
Oh, just a hold.
On the return.
So that'll back them up an additional 10 more yards.
Start with the ball.
So here comes the Pioneers offense back out to the field. They'll be working left to right across your screen and hoping to continue the same momentum they had going in that first half.
So with everything added together, short punt added to a good roll and then add another 10-yard penalty, and it turns out to be a pretty decent punt.
Yeah, not too bad.
Pushes them back to like the 38-yard line.
And this is going to be a sweep to the left side. This is Liam Desso. And Desso is going to pick up a few yards there. Looks like he got to about the 42, so about a 4-yard pickup.
4 or 5-yard gain there.
And speaking of Liam,
he picks up the yards pretty good. He's a very good running back.
Yeah, Wally, and speaking of Liam Desso, what a first half he had, 141 yards rushing.
There it is.
For Liam Desso, and overall yardage for St. John's was 156 plus 15 through the air, so 171 in total. And the Hillers, they had 21 yards on the ground and 30 yards through the air. So 51 yards for the Hillers.
Hillers have a nice balanced attack at least.
Well, you'd like, I'd say, a little more yardage than
Yeah.
50 yards for the first half.
The ratio is good, but the totals maybe are lacking. But we'll see what happens here in the second half.
So here we go. That looks like Zacchaeus Collins in at quarterback, and he's going to go right up the middle. A big hole there. And he takes it to the 41-yard line in Hiller territory, and that's a pickup of 17 yards for Collins.
Nice tackle by Ryan Lang there when he's playing, pretty far back in the defensive backfield. I thought the quarterback might be gone. Lang was able to make a nice tackle and save a touchdown, I think.
So 1st and 10 now from the Hiller 42, and they're going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side of Collins, and he's going to take this himself once again, cutting to the near side, up the field he goes, right into the end zone. A 42-yard touchdown run for Zacchaeus Collins, and the Pioneers strike again.
Yeah, he fumbled that snap, and he was running 3 or 4 yards without the ball, just bobbling it in his hands. And then he was able to just take it right upfield and zigzagged at the last 15 yards to keep himself untouched. And another touchdown for St. John's. They pick up the yards in big chunks, don't they?
They certainly do, and he just found a big hole up the middle, and what speed, just slipping by defenders. And the extra point by Collins is good. So he scores the 42-yard touchdown, kicks the extra point. Pioneers in business, up 35-7.
St. John's 35, Hillers 7.
That's another. Now they push the lead back up to 4 touchdowns. The Hillers really need to kind of, show that they can answer, and they did it the last time they had at the end of the first half. Let's see if they can do it again. They had a great punt return to set them up for a short field for a touchdown. Let's see if they can do the same here, with perhaps a decent kickoff return, and then give them some short yardage to work with. So here comes St. John's out to tee up the ball. They kind of take their time after each score before they come out. The Hillers are always on the field waiting for them for the kickoffs.
So now, if you're the Hiller offense, I think you got to go with some big plays here. You got to just try to get anything going.
You need to get some chunk yardage. And I don't mean 30, 40, 50 yards at a time. Maybe something like 8. Something like the pass play for the touchdown that was over the middle. I kind of liked. And they had that other jump pass over the middle, rather than like the screens, which are nice if you can set them up, but they're slow to develop, and you're still giving the ball to a receiver behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, another big
and
kickoff.
that is a huge kickoff. Went all the way back to the end zone, and it'll be returned to about the 9-yard line by Patrice Petit, and he returned that one out of the end zone.
Yeah, I could have maybe knelt on that one or let it go.
So the Hillers will have to get 91 yards if they want a touchdown on this
They're probably
drive.
gambling a little bit, hoping they could get a big return, but did not happen that time.
So here comes the Hiller offense, and we'll see what they could do here. Picholi going to line it up out of the gun, motion from right to left. He'll hand it off to the man in motion on the sweep. That's Lucas Reed, pushed out of bounds at around the 15 or so.
So that's going to give him about 4 or 5 yards. That's not a bad pickup.
Gain of 4.
Brings up 2nd and 6 for the Hillers.
Maybe they want to at least try to just push it out from the shadow of their own goalpost before they open it up.
Well, Wally, the thing to keep in mind about tonight's game, regardless of what happens, it will give the Hillers positive points towards the playoffs since they are playing a Division I team. So that's a good note about today's game, as we have a run attempt here.
He broke free.
And he did break free for a moment, but defenders were able to get to him relatively quick. That was Ryan Lang on the attempt.
Ryan Lane.
And it looks like he was tackled maybe after a yard or so.
It's like he lost a couple there, so they're back to 3rd and 9. It's going to be looks like. So he probably lost 3 yards.
3rd down and 9.
So here we go, 3rd down situation for the Hillers, 3rd and 9.
3rd and long here. They need to do something.
Picholi going to take the snap, rolls to his left, throws to his left, and it is caught.
Pass is caught.
And it's going to be a short gain for Liam Grady.
Grady on the catch.
Yeah,
Brings up a 4th down.
they're only giving him about 2 yards on that, so it's going to be 4th and 7. I'm going to guess.
Well, we'll see what the Hillers do here. It looks like they will punt it away. I mean, nothing can really hurt you at this point, but they got Devin
right.
Morrissey out there to punt it away. The snap and the punt, and it is going to be
soft knuckle
a
ball.
wobbly one that'll land at the 42, take a Hillers roll to the 49. So the Pioneers going to have good field position for this drive at 6:22 left to go in the 4th quarter, or 3rd quarter.
Going to start in Hiller territory here on the 49. Nice high punt, no rotation at all, like a big knuckleball. Looked beautiful. Just floating
well,
up there.
you got the roll at least.
Yep,
so.
and it came down and they got a good roll. He's gotten a good Hiller roll in his last 3 punts. So they might not be booming punts, but he is getting the desired yardage with the full flight and roll.
So the Pioneers with possession, working left to right across your screen. They got Cole DiPercio in there. He'll take the snap out of the gun and try to take it himself and be brought down in the backfield. A good stop by the Hiller defense.
That's a good spot, or like a favorable spot by the officials, or at least on this side. Yeah, I was going to say he only made it he got pushed back to the 49. The official on this side was spotting it at the 50, but the official on the other side had a better view and put him down at the 49.
So a loss of a couple there. Ryan in on the stop for the Hillers was Ryan Morin, the big captain. And it is 2nd and 12 for the Pioneers. Out of the gun is DiPercio. He has a slot back to either side. He's going to take this himself once again. And this time all kinds of room up the far side. Has a 1st down plus some, brought down at around the 37. And that's about a 13-yard pickup.
Yeah, it looked like the Hillers had a blitz coming on from this side, but it didn't matter. Quarterback was already off to the races on the other side. So it's another 1st down here, and they're on about the 37-yard line of the Hillers, and they're moving the ball again.
So Pioneers in business, and we have yet another quarterback in there. Zacchaeus Collins back in there, and they are just switching it up tonight, and everything seems to just be working for them. And Collins is going to take it, rolls to his right, throws upfield. The pass was batted and nearly intercepted. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it came right off the hands of the receiver for St. John's, number 3, right through his hands. And then it was kind of dangerous back there, as anybody could have grabbed it, but it fell harmlessly to the turf. So for an incompletion.
That brings up 2nd and 10 as the Pioneers look to the sideline for the play call, and you'd imagine with the comfortable lead, they're trying something. They're experimenting a little tonight too, and
sure.
I'm sure having some fun.
Oh,
as
there's
they
a
could be a
snap
little
over
more
his
open.
head, but the play
we
is
got a
blown
whistle.
dead.
False start, Pioneers. That'll push them back 5.
St. John's. Replay 1st down.
Again, though, the man in motion was really going backwards from the line of scrimmage, so it looked like a big bubble screen over here that the receiver could have still had the option to throw it. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep playing that little bit of deception.
So it's now 2nd and 15. Ball marked at the 43, and
No receivers. Everybody lined up tight.
Empty back set. That is Cole DiPercio as the quarterback, and he's going to take the designed run, the jet sweep to the right side, and brought out of bounds at around the 30. So a nice pickup for DiPercio.
Really had all the blockers out there. 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks, and a running back. So he had a big wall to run behind there. And it got, geez, let me get about 12.
About a 13-yard
13
pickup
yards
for
out of that,
DiPercio.
yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm going to have to switch on the third and 3.
So third and about 3 yards to go for the Pioneers. And coming out to the huddle now, you got Devin Dennis. And Devin Dennis in there as the quarterback for the Pioneers. And he'll line it up with an empty back set. He'll take this one himself, and he'll test the right side of the defense and find some room. A first down and more, dragged down at around the 20.
Yeah, he had 3 fullback / tight ends to his left, like setting up like in the H-back formation. So he had 3 blockers right in front of him. He was running that the whole way. That's a design run for the quarterback.
10-yard pickup for Dennis.
Another first down, and they're getting close.
Yeah. Pioneers keeping that clock moving.
Again,
keeping
same
those chains
formation
moving.
here.
Empty back set once again. It's working. Up the middle he goes. And a pickup of about 5 or 6 there.
Yeah, good stop, though, when they got him. He was running up the middle behind his blockers, but the Hillers were able to penetrate there and make the big stop. So see what now it's about 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. And we'll see what St. John's. They probably look like they're going to try to keep this same formation they'd like. Once they've got it, it's going. So now they're under center with one boy in the backfield. They ship it all the way to the shotgun. And he's trying to go around the end. He's got a couple men to beat. Hillers tackle him at about the 5, and he goes down at about the 4 or 5 yard line.
Inside the 10-yard line, that's going to bring up a first and goal.
So we're going to look at first and goal from about the 5. And St. John's is going to substitute here. St. John's has their play in. We've got 3 blockers to the right for the quarterback. Takes a snap, he fakes right, goes left. Again, he hits a wall of Hillers. He maybe should have thought twice and followed his blockers, but probably designed play a little bit of left-right deception there. But nothing doing on that play, and it gets back to about the line of scrimmage. So we're still at 2nd and goal from now the 4.
So Tom's got some editing to do.
He's going to come back into the huddle with the play. See if they play with the formation at all. Yeah, the formation now, all the blockers are to the left side in front of the quarterback. He's going to take it in the. Oh, he fumbles the snap and he just falls on it. So he got a little head start there. He was trying to run before he got the ball, and he ran away from it, and he had to go back and get the ball. And now we're going to look at about a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Probably a 3rd and 6. Oh, sorry, 3rd and goal from the 11.
All right, so push back a little bit. Nice break there. And Wally, thanks for taking over for a little bit. As
my pleasure.
We're addressing technical issues here tonight. And we'll hopefully have those all resolved for next game.
Yeah.
An empty back set once again, and this time in there they got Alexis Montalvo. And he's going to find some room along the far side, and he gets a good gain there. It looks like he got brought down around the 5, maybe inside the 5.
Looks like they're marking him, they're measuring it at about the 5. So it's going to be 4th and 5. You're back to the last line of scrimmage. So 4th and goal from the 5.
4th down.
So that is about an 18-yard gain.
They started off 1st and goal from the 5 after the last first down, and they've worked all this hard just to get back to the line of scrimmage. High snap,
And there he
He's
goes.
trying to go around the right side. He does not get it. And the Hillers stop him on the 6-yard line. Big stop by the Hillers there to prevent another touchdown.
Absolutely huge stop there, and boy, did the Hillers need that, Wally.
They really did. And that stops them not just from scoring a touchdown, but even with St. John's going for it on 4th down, they're not even kicking a field goal. So the Hillers stop them and turn it over on downs without surrendering any points. And we've got an injured player down.
So an injury on the field. With the injury, we'll step aside. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM.
The injured player was Ryan Moore, and the captain, but he was able to come off the field under his own power.
All right, so the Hillers, they make the stop. They get the turnover on downs. They got their offense back out there, and now they'll see what they could do if they could continue the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, they got 95 yards to go to prove it.
Choli going to line it up out of the gun. He'll take the snap,
Throws it
backpedal,
deep.
throws upfield, and that is incomplete. He was going for the long shot there, intended target Ryan Lang.
He was right there, too. Pass was pretty close. So that's nice to see that they're not way off. They were pretty close.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Hillers, and we'll see if they continue those deep shots upfield.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him take a few more.
Yeah, I mean, you got nothing to lose at this point. You might as well. So here we go. 2nd and 10, and out of the gun he goes. Takes the snap. He'll throw the screen. Here comes Lang, and Lang finding a little room. Brought out of bounds close to the first down at around the 15, and that should be enough. They move the chain.
No, big first down. Yeah, he got around the corner, gets the first down, and then he got walloped, knocked out of bounds. But a very nice screen set up there.
A 5-yard gain. And the Hillers keeping this drive going.
So 1st and 10 from the 15.
Out of the gun he goes. Takes the snap, and in trouble. He's going to take it himself up the middle. Able to get a little positive momentum. And he was nearly brought down for a loss there, but continued upfield. And
yeah, a little pump fake in the backfield, I think, froze the defenders and gave him an opportunity to tuck the ball and get a few yards.
Yeah, he got a gain of 3, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3 quarters, it is a 35-7 St. John's lead. I guess the good news is since that first quarter where you had all those mishaps, the Hiller defense has really stepped up, Wally.
They have, and they just here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Big turnover on downs in the 5-yard line.
So we will head to the 4th quarter, and will they move everything around? We'll step aside. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM. Start of the fourth quarter, and right off the bat, a long shot up
Oh!
through the hands of his intended target. It was a great pass by Piccioli, a rainbow, dropped in front of Patrice Petit, but it goes through his hands, and that will bring up third down for the Hillers.
Yeah, Petit Ferrer was behind the defense. If he pulled that in, he was gone for a long touchdown.
Yeah,
no one was going to catch him. He's too fast.
Absolutely. Clock stopped at 11:53 as the Hillers get set for this third down play.
3rd and 7.
It is going to be Piccioli out of the pistol with a back to his right. He'll take the snap, runs to his right, throws upfield, and connects at the 25. Called in by Liam Grady. And that is going to be a first down for the Hillers.
Yeah, that's a nice play. That's a hard-fought play. Piccioli, again, running through traffic, and then was able to get the ball away just in time to Liam Grady for the first down.
An 8-yard pickup, and the Hillers, they got a little something going.
Yeah, I like seeing it. I mean, they're picking up a little bit of yards. Doesn't have to be a million yards, but just enough.
And he'll throw a pass to his left, a quick out to Liam Grady, and Grady picks up a gain of a couple.
Quickly brought down after the catch, but they are moving the ball a little bit. That's 2 yards there. So here we go, 2nd and 8 from the 30.
Piccioli going to come out of the gun once again with a back to his right. Takes the snap, screen to his right. It's caught. Patrice Petit finding some room. The 40 across midfield, pushed out of bounds in St. John's territory at the 42. A nice gainer there, and that is enough for a Hiller first down.
Yeah, when he gets the ball in space, really dangerous. Patrice Petit Ferrer really has a lot of speed, and when he gets the ball in space, he can really be dangerous. And we saw that a couple weeks ago against Wayland, when he had a couple really big plays, that 95-yard touchdown and the kickoff return for a touchdown.
A gain of about 24 yards on that pass as the snap gets by, and we have a whistle right off the bat. It's going to be a false start on the Hillers. And, Wally, that's a classic case of trying to snap that ball too quick.
Right. Yeah, trying to get up to the line of scrimmage and get the play going. And everybody's, knows it's going to be fast, and somebody jumps a little bit too quickly.
So that will make it a first and 15 and back them up to the 47. And Piccioli going to line it up. Out of the gun once again. He'll hand it off. A run up the middle. Fighting his way forward is Morrissey. And he's brought down just past the 40.
Yeah, nice little bit of running there by Devin Morrissey.
And that's a pickup of several yards for the Hillers. So they got a little something going here on this drive.
And they are trying to move the ball quickly, which is nice. I like the hurry up.
Piccioli out of the pistol this time. Throws to his right. It's caught by Grady. And now they're going to say incomplete. Knocked down. That was a good defensive play.
Yeah, he had it, and we got tackled to the ground. The ball came loose on impact with the ground. He did not survive the ground.
Alex Boyd
but a nice play
on the hit for St. John's there.
Good hit by Boyd. But a nice play by the Hillers, too. Quick out, just gets it right to him, and then hope he can turn it up for a couple yards. Just couldn't hang on after the impact.
Third down now. He'll throw to his left. It's hauled in by Lang. And Lang does get a few yards, brought down at around the 39. Maybe with forward progress, they'll bring him up to about the 37 or so.
Yeah, similar play to the one before that fell incomplete. But, this one just went to the left, where the other one went to the right. And they're trying to move the ball very quickly with these quick little outs that are over the line of scrimmage there, so they're not like typical screen passes.
So the Hillers getting some positive momentum here in this fourth quarter, and this might be one of the most promising drives we've seen tonight, Wally.
Right, they are moving the ball.
Piccioli is going to line it up with a back to his right, and he is under pressure, and he's going to take this himself up the far side.
I think he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, I think he might have enough. Of course, all the Hillers pointing upfield, saying move those first down markers, and they
First
will
down.
indeed give him enough. An 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, nice run there. Real hard running there by Petroli.
Timeout. St. John's.
So the Pioneers are going to take a timeout, talk things over.
That is their first
And,
timeout.
you know, not that this
8:59 to go
game
in the
is
game.
that close, but if you're the Pioneers, you kind of want to whip your defense into shape, saying, hey, wake up, you know.
Right.
We're
Yeah, you
still
wanna-
playing a game here.
Yeah, they want to tighten things up too. They don't want things to start to unravel on them, just in a in a way that way they play the game. They want to be able to come out of this game with everything tightened up and go into the next game. So this is kind of a fight here between two teams on opposite ends of the game, but still trying to make things happen for both sides.
So we'll see what the Hillers dial up here to keep this drive moving along. And this is good. This game is good preparation for some of the opponents the Hillers have coming up. Next week you'll be at Holliston for a tough battle, and then at Norwood. So, I mean, if you could get some positive momentum going into those TVL battles from this game, it can only do you good. Piccioli going to take this himself. Rolling to his right, and the ball nearly batted out, but good job protecting that ball by Piccioli as he picked up a couple yards. Austin Zilla getting his hand in there, nearly knocked it out.
Yeah, he really raked at it, and I'm surprised Petroli was able to hang on.
6 or 7. 7.
He either's got a good grip on that ball, or he was awfully lucky. I like to think he's got a good grip on the ball.
Absolutely. 2nd and 7 now. Up to the line they go. And Piccioli will take the snap, throws up the middle, and Grady able to corral it in.
We got a flag in the backfield here.
There's a flag in the
Petroli
backfield.
is down. He's getting a little help from an opponent.
Personal foul, St. John's.
Yep,
Roughing the
they're going to get him
passer.
for roughing the passer. Kind of threw Piccioli down harshly there, and we'll get him for roughing the passer, and that'll certainly help out the Hillers.
That's going to push him way up, 15 more yards.
Ball marked at the 12 or 13-yard line.
From the 12-yard line.
And Hillers in business. Piccioli with a back to his right. He'll hand it off, run up the middle, and not much there. Maybe a yard or so. And on the stop for St. John's, Tomasz Borowski.
Yeah, I think it was Devin Morrissey in the backfield there getting the run.
Yeah, Morrissey getting a lot of action tonight coming out of the backfield. And, he's someone that has some good power and speed coming upfield.
Yeah, you know that when you see a guy number 44. That those guys are the strong guys.
7:22 and counting left to go in the fourth quarter, but the Hillers, they're just worried about finishing this drive, getting those points, and keeping the momentum in your direction. Piccioli takes the snap. He's going to take it himself up the middle, and the defense ready for him. And on the stop for St. John's is Aiden Dagnello. A minimal pickup there, about a yard or so.
Getting close to the goal line, they're starting to play a little bit more conservatively, going back to their running and stuff. I'd like to see them still with these quick little out passes or these jump passes in the middle.
So now they'll spread out the offense, an empty back set, but he's going to take this himself, but we have a whistle. And let's see what this is about.
Dead ball foul on the defense.
It's going to be against St. John's.
It's going to be an encroachment.
Encroachment on the defense.
So a little offsides on the defense.
That's a 5-yard penalty, brings up a 3rd down.
So that helps the Hillers. This can move them up 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 9, and they'll be right on about the 7-yard line. So here we go, 3rd and 4, and just still can get the first down without scoring. So they do have opportunities here to still get a touchdown.
Picholi handing off to Morrissey, and the defense ready for it.
Yeah, he didn't get anywhere there, so now it's going to be 4th down. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they go for it or if they kick.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go for it at this point. Well, maybe you go for the field goal, give that field goal
that's
kicker
what I'm
some
saying.
practice. But
Yeah,
I think they're going to go for it.
the consensus in the booth is that they're going to go for it.
Yes, they're keeping the offense out there. Why? You need you need touchdowns, Wally.
Right. Oh yeah. But I didn't. You know, sometimes these games get out of hand, and the coaches like to just get any points on the board if they can. But a game like this, you really do, get everything you can get.
All right, here we go. Picholi out of the gun. Morrissey to his right. 2 receivers to his right. And he's going to hand this off. And it is going to be ran up the near side for a touchdown. Patrice Petit, 4-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, he's got a lot of speed. He got to the corner and boom. And there is a flag on the play here. Holding against the Hillers.
Ooh, erase it. Erase the touchdown. Yeah. And that'll bring the Hillers back. Well, now maybe you bring out the field goal.
Yeah, I know now it's going to be, 4th and 14 maybe? Yeah, we'll have to see where the foul happened.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's going to be 4th down and 12.
So 4th and 12 now for the Hillers, and they seem to be keeping the offense out there. So you'd have to expect you're likely going to see some kind of pass play here, Wally.
I kind of hope so. And now we've got a timeout, Hillers.
Timeout for the Hillers. They want to talk things over. 5:07 left to go.
Play clock was probably coming way down. Oop.
They'll talk things over and see what they can do here. And we'll see what the coach draws up for this play call. Coach Mark Sanborn. Well, it's been a learning experience, I'd say, for this team, Wally.
I think so too. They should be learning what does and doesn't work, and I think they're also learning that they can pull off these pass plays, these little jump passes across the middle, the little quick outs over the line of scrimmage. I think they are proving to themselves that they can be successful with those.
So coming up next for the Hillers, they'll be at Holliston on next Friday night, October 9th. And after that, they'll have a Saturday game on the road at Norwood, and then back home on October 24th for Dedham and the 30th for Westwood. And
that'll be a Thursday game.
We should have all our technical glitches worked out by then and have those games live for you.
That's what you think.
Picholi going to line it up out of the gun. Back to pass. Up the middle, incomplete. And
we got a flag on the play.
Ooh, let's see what the flag's about.
So it could be a pass interference. We'll have to see which side it's on. If they're talking about it, we'll see. Pass interference on the defense.
So that is going to give the Hillers a first down.
That'll be half the distance to the goal, an automatic first down.
So a big penalty there by St. John's, and
That's going to be
the Hillers in business.
Still be fourth down.
Oh, still be
Oh, it's
fourth
going to
down.
still be fourth down. All right. So no automatic first
Yeah,
down.
that's too bad.
Picholi takes the snap, hands it off, a run up the near side, and stopped in the backfield. On the rush attempt, that was Alex Fine. Loss of about 4 there, and it's turnover on downs.
Yeah, that's too bad. That was a nice drive by the Hillers. Too bad it fizzled out, close to the goal line.
So,
Really good opportunity there for the Hillers, but too bad.
yep, I think you'll see lots of run plays coming up for St. John's.
Well, that's been the whole game, really. They haven't thrown the ball very much at all. They've had a lot of success on the ground against the Hillers today.
St. John's starting this drive from their own 10-yard line. Snap, handoff, run up the middle, and maybe a yard or
Big
so.
tackle right there. Bobble snap quarterback was lucky to get the ball to the running back, and the running back just got leveled at the line of scrimmage.
Richardson on the stop there.
Connor Richardson was in on the stop.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of fans in the crowd here, apparently. More so than the average player.
Yeah, you got a
Fan
applause
favorite
there.
there.
You're not in the Connor Richardson fan club?
I didn't know it existed until just now. I might have to sign up.
So here we go. The Pioneers looking to keep this drive going, burn out the clock, and come away with the victory. In there at quarterback now for
Yeah,
St.
we got
John's,
two
Mason
timeout.
Haddad.
Timeout, St. John's. Too many guys running around in the backfield. They
Yeah,
would
some
have been.
confusion out there. I think they're bringing a lot of the backups in at this
Yeah, that
point.
would have been. They were looking to negate a illegal formation penalty by calling timeout.
4:03 left to go in this fourth quarter. And again, folks, we apologize for the technical difficulties with the live broadcast tonight. Technology is not your friend sometimes.
No, it brings us ahead and then brings us behind. One thing I'm going to take away from this game right now is the popularity of fan favorite Connor Richardson. I can't wait to see more of this as the year goes on and kind of monitor the situation.
All right, let's see what St. John's has in store here off the timeout. Mason Haddad in there at quarterback. What is that, the fifth different quarterback we got tonight?
Fifth, sixth.
And it's a run here, finding some yardage, fighting his way through tackles. A good run there, close to the first down, a pickup of several yards.
Yeah, got about 7 yards, 8 yards on that, but he ran about 65 yards to get those 7 yards.
He looks like he's going to be marked back a little bit. Must have stepped out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to give him about 5.
That's one of those plays where, from our angle, it's like an optical illusion. You don't know where he is.
Clock continuing to roll. 3:18 and counting left to go, and pretty much a first down should just about do it, as they're going to run it up the near side here, and he will be stopped well short. Or no, actually, did he get there? Oh, he did. All right, my eyes were playing tricks on
again,
me, Wally.
Just like me, the lines blur as they get away from you. There we do have a St. John's player. I think it was the guy with the ball hobbling off with an awkward tackle. Probably rolled an ankle.
So the Pioneers just letting that clock roll down here, and that first down will keep it moving right along. So essentially some good practice at this point.
Yeah, this is the Hillers run stuffing practice right here.
Well, a disappointing game if you're on the Hillers or a Hiller fan, but you know what? You're going to get some well-needed points towards the playoffs because you're playing against a Division I team. You're playing against an elite program, a tough program, and it's games like this. You'll learn a lot. But also, with the way the postseason works in the MIA now, you want to play up. You want to be playing D1 teams if you're in D2, such as the Hillers, because win or lose, you get those points.
Right.
And that's the new trend now. Everybody is trying to play up, trying to play tougher teams, collect those points, to try to sneak into the postseason. And the Hillers, they still have a very good chance. They're right on the outside looking in. I believe with the new rankings today, they were ranked 17th in D2, and it was indeed 17th. And we'll take you through the TVL standings in just a moment, but a big run here. And he's going to keep going almost to midfield. And a huge run by Devin Dennis. And this game is just about over with that first down.
So what I'm hearing from you, Tom, is that both teams are winning this game today, huh?
That's right.
Good.
So the score doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're giving out participation trophies after this one.
Well, it's a point system for the playoffs, and if you're playing teams that are a division up from you.
Right, it helps. So that's good.
But that's why you see a lot of these non-league games. They're one-sided affairs in some cases, but that's okay because you're getting those postseason points. And the Hillers, they are right on the outside looking in at 17. It's the top 16 that get in. So if the Hillers can string together a couple wins going forward, they could definitely sneak into the postseason. But that is just about going to do it. They'll knee out the clock. The final score is St. John's 35, Hillers 7. Wally, any final thoughts?
Yeah, unfortunately, a tough day for the Hillers. He really couldn't stop St. John's ground attack. And then St. John's really didn't have to put the ball in the air. But I did like to see the life that the Hillers came out with in the second half, and they were able to move the ball and then score a couple of points. So it was even though it was a tough day for them, they did show some positive signs, especially in the second half. So I think they can take that back to the locker room and learn from it.
All right, well, that is going to do it. A big thank you to our crew, Mike Tarosian, John Ritz, Denise Antaki. For Wally Henneberry, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time, St. John's defeats the Hillers 35-7. We thank you on HCAM. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.